Hi everyone, my name is Adi and in today's video we are going to learn what is full stack development. Yes, many of the us as a software engineers call themselves or call ourselves as a full stack developer, right? So in today's video we are going to see what actually is full stack development and what a full stack developer do in their daily life, right? So before jumping exactly into the topic or discussing some techie things, what I am going to show you is a basic example. Okay, so show you the example. Let's say this is a restaurant, right? So let's say this is the my restaurant. Okay, now this being a restaurant, as you might have also gone into a restaurant, let's say this is the table, right, where some guests are coming, right? So let's say these are the guests, right, and they are sitting at the table. Okay, now these are the guests, right, and let's say I have the waiters. Okay, these are my waiters, right? So these are my waiters. Okay, now the thing is, let's say inside this restaurant, this is my kitchen, right? This is my kitchen basically. Okay, correct. And now besides the kitchen I also have the storeroom, maybe storeroom, or you can say the refrigerator type of thing, right? We can tell them as storeroom, store, right? It is the basically where all our items like food items are stored, right? Cool. Now what happens is, let's say uh, yes, let's say these are the guests that have came to my restaurant, right? These waiters have served the menus, right, have served the menus on the table of these guests, right? Now what usually happens in the restaurant, guest comes in, guest see the menu that is served by the waiters, right? Once they see the menu, whatever items they liked, right, they tell them to the waiter to get them, right? Then what happens is, waiters goes to the kitchen, or let's say to their manager, and asks these items to get, to get prepared, right? Let's say we have a particular list of items that are 1 2 3 that have that is being ordered in the kitchen. Now it is the duty of the kitchen to make these items, to make these 3 items, right, and get them served via the waiter to guest, right? So let's say I have ordered 3 items in the kitchen via my waiter. Now what will happen is, once these 3 items are ready inside my kitchen, these items will be served to these guests via the waiter only, right? So now can I say the food is served on the guest table, right? Correct. So you see what happened here. This is a basic general practice that we usually see in the restaurant, right? Guest came, guest ordered from the menu. Now via waiter has ordered these particular dishes into the kitchen, and then kitchen, once the kitchen know that okay, I have to prepare these items, then kitchen have started preparing it. Once the items are prepared, kitchen has served the items to the guest but via waiter, right? So see how the things are happening. And also you see, if let's say if in the kitchen I have to make sandwiches, right, then for the sandwiches I have to go to store, right? In the store I have my bread there, I have my filling, right, or whatever, let's say any other mayo sauce or anything, whatever items might be getting used for sandwich, I would be finding them in the store, right? Because in the store I have the food items, right? Now now I hope you have got this point, right? Okay, now this is a basic model like how restaurant works. Okay, now let's get into technical part of it, like how the things are working. Okay, now simply just, rather than restaurant, think it of like what if might had been Amazon, right? Let's say if this would have been Amazon, right? So now what happens if you're using Amazon? Okay, you go to the interface, right? So let's say this interface of the Amazon, let's say, is this cart only, right? So once when we visit this cart of the Amazon, what actually happens, right? You as a guest, or you can say you as a user, right? You as a user go to Amazon, right? You see, then you see the products there, right? Products on their interface, right? Or the UI, I can say, correct? Now once you see the products on the UI, what you do, whatever products you like, right, you add them to the cart, right? Or add them to the cart, just like what the items we have selected from the menu, right? Once you add those items into the cart, what actually happens, you go and further and purchase them, right? So now this whole has a different process. Like if you want to purchase, right, you have to add the cart, add the items into the cart, then you have to pay for them via your credit card or any cash on delivery, anything, right? Then just imagine what actually is going on the Amazon, right? Like just whatever is going on the kitchen, like kitchen got the order, they have prepared it and they have served it via the waiter. Similarly, once the Amazon received your order, right, there they will also process it, they will actually see how, right, they will process it and they will, you know, go to their storage, right? You might have known how many warehouses Amazon have, like in any country, right? So Amazon will reach out to their warehouses and then they will ask the products from their warehouses, right? Once they get the products from their warehouse, right, then for example, let's say in this case the store would be their warehouse, right? And now can I say this kitchen would be Amazon infrastructure, right? And these are my users. So once the order is prepared, we get our items delivered to us, right, via any deliver partner or anything. Okay, but if you think of it like from a technical perspective, what actually is happening here, if you see, we have three main components that are working inside the hood, right? That is UI. UI is the very important key role that is playing here, because you being as a guest, right, or a user, right, can only look at the products via the UI or the interface. So one main component is UI, right, which is also known as the front end. Okay, the front end of the system or the Amazon, right? Then once the order is received to the Amazon, like their team will do whatever process they have to do to get the order ready, and this is called our backend, right? Once the order is ready in the backend, they will further process it, right? And this key structure, that is warehouse, right? This warehouse is known as the database, right? Basically where all the data is stored. So you see, there are three things that are helping, that is backend, front end and database, right? Yes, that's the different thing, how backend and front end are communicating. We can understand this later. Like we have APIs, which help them front end and backend to connect each other, like waiters, right? You can for example, if we can call them API, right? We will see later what actually API is, but for now, you see, the three components of a system is front end, backend and database, right? So these three components makes the full stack development, like backend plus front end plus database, right, equals to full stack, right? And once we develop things, we build things, like we build Amazon, we can build Facebook, we can build Twitter, or whatever system we need to make, we need to use the full stack development, right? Because at the end we need backend, we need front end, and definitely we need database, right? So these three main topics comprises of the full stack, right? And now to make a full stack project, we have many technologies with us, we have many frameworks, we have many languages with us. For example, you must have heard of JavaScript, right? JavaScript is one of the most used language to make a full stack development, right? Because from JavaScript we have the frameworks which are used in backend and for frontend as well. And for database, you might have heard of SQL, MongoDB, and etc., right? So we can cover these topics might be in next lecture in more depth, but for now I hope you got the point what is full stack development, right? So Meet you next time. Thank you for listening.